Initially, my husband received a phone call from the school nurse letting her know that our son was in the nurse's office and it looked like he had been in some type of fight.
We waited for a while to see if we would get a call from the office giving us more information on what happened.
We did not hear anything, and so at that point I said, okay, I'm just gonna go to the school.
She got to the school, he was in the nurse's office.
You know, you could see that his eye was turning black, that he, was bleeding a little bit from the top of his eyebrow, that he had a welt on his forehead. And so, I'm sitting there and I'm basically asking him, what happened, what's going on?
We were told that, obviously it seemed like he was in some sort of scuffle. She took him to the hospital, got him checked out. Came home.
My husband and I were sitting on our sofa and a neighbor contacted us and said, you really need to see these videos.
Gym class gone wild. A 12-year-old attacked, punched over and over, while classmates just looked on.
It was hard to watch our child not defend himself.
It wasn't just a scuffle.
So when we saw the videos, that changed everything.
I've been around fighting my whole life. I was seeing Gracie challenge matches in the garage, uncles fighting, dad fighting since I was 3 and 4 years old. And even though that's the truth, seeing Lewis's fight was very, very difficult to watch for me.
We reached out to the family, and the family accepted our offer to come bring Lewis to Gracie University to train jiu-jitsu.
They were eager to get out here as quickly as possible, which I was excited about. So we set the trip up for like 3 weeks after the incident. They were getting ready to get on their flights to come out here.
When we arrived to the university, I was unsure of what jiu-jitsu was. We get our gis, and pretty much we went straight to the mat.
And we tell him to keep an open mind, to take in as much as you can.
There's no more space for anxiety or uncertainty, and we got right into it. We're going through the techniques in that first day. Everything's going good, and Lewis isn't talking much. It's very much like, here's the technique, did it. Here's the technique, did it. Here's the technique, did it. He's learning and learning. Before you know it, the first class is over. We're out in the lobby, and he comes up to me, and he said,
I want to do this all day. It's very fun. I love it. I almost like it more than soccer, and I love soccer.
And I was like, that's the best thing he could have possibly said. Well, the whole family's training is just an amazing, family bonding experience. And then for the second day of training, we're connecting on the mat. We're having a great time through jiu-jitsu.
Rener and Ryron, they took him in. I know he feels very much at home here. From the first day to now he's just like, hey, where's my gi? I'm gonna go find the locker, put it on, get out to the mat, start training.
And it was equally important for us to, get to know the family outside of, Gracie University. The helicopter ride, we get in the chopper, we take off, we fly all over Los Angeles.
I've never been on a helicopter. We got to see a lot of things.
I can say, since we've been here, they showed like true love for him and wanting to get him at his best state or the best, he can possibly be for himself. That's really appreciated. Me and my wife, we couldn't ask for more than that.
Wiggle him, wiggle him! Thank you, Hito. Excellent.
During the 2-on-1, I had to fight Mr. Rener and Mr. Hito. That was really cool and scary because in jiu-jitsu you're on the ground, and most of the submissions I did, I was on their back or in the guard, so I had to get out quickly and try to defend myself from whoever was attacking. But it ended up being, I loved that drill. It was a really fun drill.
I've taught kids for my whole life. I've been teaching kids from the ages of 3, 4 years old all the way up to, 18-year-old kids. And Lewis is a different level. I'm very proud of him for, feeling so safe with us to where when something is showed, he just says, okay, I can do it.
When I went to the Gracie's house, we had a lot of fun.
They had never had acai before, so I had the unique privilege of introducing them to this special berry from the Amazon rainforest.
This purple stuff that looked like the stuff from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Fortunately, they loved it, as most people do, and if you haven't tried it, you should.
We had a lot of fun.
There was a large class happening afterwards, after his individual training.
On that morning, I knew we were going to be going to the group class, so I thought I would get to learn with other people and we would kind of build on each other. But then like when we actually got there, yeah, let's fight. I was like, what?
And I thought I would pick a fight with them right now, and you guys can watch. The champ had arrived, you guys. The champ had arrived.
When I actually submitted Mr. Henner, I was like, yeah, I did it. And then everybody went wild. Like, it was really fun. It's kind of like a confidence builder.
He held himself, he held his own, and I was proud.
We are so unbelievably grateful for the Gracie family.
Gracie University allowed this to be part of his Bounceback, which has been a great experience.
I've had the privilege of teaching thousands of kids since I was a teenager. And let me tell you this, with the little time that we've spent with Lewis, I can say one thing, he's gonna be all right.
In jiu-jitsu, you can be able to talk calmly to someone, and like, kind of like knowing jiu-jitsu can give you confidence to be able to speak to someone peacefully. And then if it ever does get out of hand, then you know that you can take a person down. In the Bullyproof program, we learn the 5 rules of engagement. Rule number 1, avoid the fight at all costs. Rule number 2, if physically attacked, defend yourself. Rule number 3, if verbally attacked, remember the 3 T's. Talk, tell, tackle. Rule number 4, never punch or kick the bully. Establish, control, and negotiate. Rule number 5, when applying submissions, use minimal force and negotiate.